so people definitely had thoughts about the new winter event. Some like it, some really hate it. And a handful of folks in my comment section said, it's fine. Not a lot of detailed feedback to work with, no real numbers to crunch, but hey, we work with what we got. But I mentioned in Wednesday's video that I actually thought this event and the new freeze mechanic was pretty neat. So since it's Friday, I figured I'd walk you through why I think it's a solid event, even if the launch was rough. From menu bugs to stuttering to some big feelings across the community, this wasn't a clean rollout. Me? Once I got into the mode, I actually enjoyed it. The mechanic surprised me in a good way. But I'm also disappointed in a few places. So let's get straight into it. The biggest issue wasn't the mode. It was the menu. At first, most players didn't notice anything wrong. You launch the game, click in the event title, and everything worked. The bug really shows up after your first match or two, especially if you have to leave the game setting on the menus for whatever reason. As the day went on, the UI problems started spreading to the rest of the tiles. EA put out a Discord announcement saying that they were investigating, and later a community post said the same: investigation ongoing, fix incoming. Meanwhile, players had to improvise. PC workarounds, and this is generally with the Steam and EA app. You switch your profile to offline in Steam. The classic IT fix, close the game and reopen it. I had to do that after a couple matches, and then I had to do it after every match. Didn't matter if I was solo or squatted up. These weren't solutions, just temporary bandages. Now, for the console workarounds for you PlayStation 5 and Xbox players, some reported success using multiplayer, then going to custom search, and then finding the specific modes. If the menus cooperated long enough for you to get there, that is. That's as good as you got. Then came the stuttering reports. Now, not everybody saw them, but enough players did, and that it wasn't isolated to a single platform. During one match with Discord members, someone said their game was stuttering like crazy while the rest of us had zero performance issues. No reliable fixes for that one yet either. The freeze mechanic, and this is where the big feelings began to kick in. The mechanic is simple. The match starts and your character immediately begins shivering. Your health starts dropping slowly, like you barely notice it at all. Your vision frosts over. This usually hits first, then the health bar starts to really drop. Your character starts coughing, and your movement starts to get a little sluggish. Fixing the freeze? Not a med bag, and not healing items. You need heat. A fire barrel, or, if you're feeling a little spicy, an incendiary grenade. The barrel is the safer route option, though. A few seconds restores the vision and stops the shivering. The incendiary works, but not for very long. Once you step away from the heat, the freeze begins again. Now, fortunately, barrels are everywhere. I actually had one guy say that there were too many. You never go more than 10 seconds without seeing one from any angle on the map. I really didn't see an issue with the mechanic. I didn't see it as troublesome or inconvenient. Like I said, the barrels are everywhere, so finding one wasn't much of a problem. You can see your character visibly shake with the shivering, which I thought was a nice touch. There's a handful of challenges associated with the mechanics as well. But apparently the internet had other thoughts and feelings. From feeling ham-fisted to hardcore vibes to someone opining that whoever thought up the mechanic should be locked out of their EA DICE office permanently. Comments were all over the place. Meanwhile, I also received comments that it was a pretty good mechanic. Some said Far Cry vibes, some said it made things a bit fun, and others still said that they actually loved the mechanic. So all in all, the mechanic was receiving some lukewarm reviews. What disappoints me about the event, outside the access of the mode bug, is that it was relegated to Conquest for Empire State, Domination for Empire State, and Gauntlet. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it should have been included in, say, Blackwell Fields, but Manhattan Bridge is right next to Empire State, and it didn't get the snow scene at all. Liberation Peak would have also been kind of cool as well. Again, I'm not suggesting we all go nuts and have the freeze mechanic in every map, but just one map sort of seemed a little lackluster. The challenges in the winter event were your typical fanfare so far in the game. Nothing too crazy or difficult. Get 20 objective kills in Ice Lock Conquest or Domination. Get 10 kills using the Adrenaline Injector as Assault in freezing zones, basically anywhere not near a fire barrel. Complete 5 matches in Ice Lock Conquest. Win 5 matches in Ice Lock Domination. Revive 15 teammates while freezing. Again, pretty much anywhere not near a heat source. Get 10 kills and assists while freezing. Again, away from heat sources. Capture 10 objectives in Ice Lock Conquest or Domination while freezing. Get 15 kills while in heat zones. Spend 300 seconds inside heat zones. Heal 1,000 of teammates' health points in heat zones. Earn 1,500 score while in freezing zones. And get 2 multi-kills with explosives. See? Not too terribly bad. Now, at the time of making this video, I haven't completed all the challenges yet. Also, at the time of this recording, EA DICE hasn't released a permanent fix for the menu bug. The workarounds help, but only sometimes. The funny part, once you actually get into the mode, everything works like it's supposed to. The mechanic does everything it's supposed to. And I'd honestly love to hear what you think about this in the comments. Do you like the mechanic? Do you hate the mechanic? And more importantly, why? I mentioned this earlier, but I'd love to see snow integrated into normal map rotations, even without the freeze mechanic, just seasonal atmosphere. Outside of Gauntlet, I'd like to see the option to select an ice ring for the BR mode too, not just fire. As for the freeze mechanic itself, I think it's a good mechanic. It's a good situational pressure. But it shouldn't be on every map. Empire State is the obvious home for it. Manhattan Bridge would have made sense too. I'd be happy if the event returned every winter and maybe lived in Portal year-round. And a broader idea? Day-night rotations. Custom map rotations, NVGs, thermals. Give players the tools Battlefield has already used in the past. We had it in Battlefield 2 Special Forces. We also had it in Hardline's Blackout DLC. This isn't new. It's overdue. Especially in 6. So yeah, the freeze mechanic didn't land well for everyone. Big surprise there. But it did bring something interesting back to the match flow. Awareness of the environment, health management, movement adjustments, better map knowledge, and situational decision-making. It's not intrusive. It makes you think. It forces small adjustments that add flavor to the gameplay loop. And I'm sure some players will be happy to see it go when the event ends. Me? I'll look forward to seeing it come back, hopefully with better challenges and maybe some new map variations. Seasonal modifiers could be great for Battlefield. Winter, spring, summer, fall, autumn for you sophisticated players. And who knows? Maybe we'll get anniversary events eventually. Thanks for taking the time out of your Friday to watch this, everyone. I would very much like to hear your thoughts on the event, what you liked, what you didn't like, and why. Drop them in the comments section. I do read every comment, and I do try to reply to them all. And as always, before you click away, please check out the video description for the Military Veteran Spotlight I have going on this month. DAV, Disabled Military Veterans. Please check out the link to see if it's something you're interested in supporting. If anyone has suggestions of other military support groups, I'm all ears. Thanks for watching, everyone. Till the next one. Out.